Hello friends, Patrick here, continuing to review Phantoms in the Brain by V.S. Ramachandran. I apologize that this book is a boring book and not too exciting, so I'm going to try and go through it quickly. Just a short video today. Chapter 2 is called Knowing Where to Scratch. I'm going to be reading off my notes here, so I'll be looking down. In this chapter, he talks about what's called MEG, magnetoencephalography, where they map different parts of the brain, and he harkens back to Dr. Penfield, who actually did it on people that had to have their brains operated on, and while he was doing an operation, he would touch different parts of the brain, and then they would create this map of different parts of the brain associated with different bodily functions, essentially, or bodily sensations, essentially. And so he talks about that, as well as other types of experiments to connect the bodily sensations with different parts of the brain. So he's introducing his research that's leading him to the study of phantom limbs in particular, which comes up in Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is called Chasing the Phantom, and he begins the chapter. He never misses an opportunity, it seems, to take a backhanded insult towards God. So the Chapter 3 starts by quoting J.B.S. Haldane. B.S. is good initials for that guy, by the way. B.S. Haldane, a neurologist. He says, "Oh, God must be fond of beetles because there's so many different types of beetles." And so he says, he quotes him, and then he says, "Similarly, I would say that God must be fond of maps since there are so many maps in the brain." There's over 30 maps for vision alone. It's a very awkward, arrogant insult towards God at the beginning of Chapter 3, which is totally out of place and very cringeworthy. It's got nothing to do with the book, but he throws that in there because, that's what he likes to do. Page 40. I'm waiting, by the way, if he does have any significant arguments against the existence of God, and so far there is none. So we'll keep waiting patiently to see when that's destined to prop up. I'm sure it'll prop up eventually. Page 40, he talks about someone that was born without arms, and they still have phantom experience, so they can feel the limbs that are not there, but they were born without the limbs. So he's saying, how could they have that based on previous experience or embedded impressions into the brain? So he says there must also be a gene-based reason for having phantom limbs, along with the direct physiological reasons based on brain function itself and the mapping of the brain and its ability to remap based on different changes in the body. So then he goes on to, he does mention on page 44 and 45 the shift from command to intentions, and he never follows up on the word intention. So the word intention is very important. I'll probably come back to that later, but at this point he's not even going there. He's only dealing with what he can see in front of him, the physiology. Page 46, he develops, this is what he's known for, he developed what he calls a virtual reality box. So he created this cardboard box. He put a mirror in the middle and two portholes, so a person could put an arm in one side and the other side would appear, because there's a mirror here, that asked them to put one's hand, and it would appear that they're putting two hands in. And of course, one would be the missing appendage, and they would do experiments, ask the person to move their hands, and it would move in the other hand, and it would have an effect on their experience of their phantom limb. And so he goes on further to talk about, he was able to use that method to have the first successful amputation of a phantom limb. He says it helped a person to relieve them of phantom pain by using this experimental mirror box that he created, and so he got a lot of accolades for that. And then further on in the end of Chapter 3, he talks about relocating the body image that we have in our minds outside of the body by doing some simple experiments, kind of like parlor game experiments where I'm not going to go into detail because it's boring. But he ends the chapter by saying that our body image, and this, it's such a horrible conclusion that he makes. He says, your body image is merely a shell that you've temporarily created for successfully passing on your genes to your offspring. You know, Richard Dawkins would be so proud of this statement, but it's absolutely unfounded. It does not follow from the discussions that he makes about body image, and there's no reason to say that body image is not a fantastic creation of the magnificent ability of the functioning of the brain, together with the history of the human species from previous generation all the way up until the moment that you do your experiment, that the mind, the brain, has this amazing capability to adjust to different circumstances that it's faced with. That would be a much better conclusion to make, but he ruins it by bringing in this silly statement that is straight out of one of Richard Dawkins' books about passing on your genes. You know, it's very sad and depressing so far. So I've gone through the first 3 chapters. I'll continue on. I'm on what page am I on? I'm on page 62. See how long this torture is going to go. It's about 250 pages, so it's a horrible book. Sorry, that's all I have to say about it for today, and I wish I hadn't wasted my time in buying it, but now I've started it, I pretty much have to finish it. So hopefully we'll have some more interesting stuff from it in future videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great Saturday. Get out, enjoy the sunshine, get some fresh air. Don't waste your time reading this stupid book. I'll leave that to me. Thanks a lot for watching. God bless you. Take care of yourself. Hope you're having a better day than I am. Bye now. Sorry, I'm so depressed. The book depressed me.